Few NHL moments capture the essence of perseverance quite like Martin St. Louis' double overtime goal in Game 6 of the 2004 Stanley Cup Finals. There he was, the smallest player on the ice at 5'8", taking a rebound and somehow finding the back of the net from an impossible angle against the Calgary Flames. This wasn't just any goal, it was a goal that forced Game 7, propelling the Tampa Bay Lightning toward their first Stanley Cup championship. But more than that, it was a moment that embodied everything about St. Louis. Undersized, underestimated, but never outworked. Think about this. How does a player who went completely undrafted, who was cut from teams throughout his youth, transform himself into one of the greatest players in NHL history? The answer lies in a journey that rewrote the rules of what's possible in professional hockey. This is the story of Martin St. Louis, a tale that proves it's not the size of the player in the game, but the size of the game and the player that truly matters. Born June 18, 1975 in Laval, Quebec, Martin St. Louis grew up in a family where hard work wasn't just encouraged, it was essential. His father, Normand, worked as a postman, supporting the family on a modest income that taught young Martin early lessons about persistence and dedication. In a hockey-mad province where future NHL stars seemed to emerge from every corner, St. Louis was just another kid with a dream, albeit one who had to work twice as hard to be noticed half as much. On local rinks, St. Louis' mother would put a distinctive toque with a large pom-pom on his head just to spot him among the larger players. At age 10, he drew a picture for his parents, showing himself scoring a goal for the Montreal Canadiens, a dream that seemed impossibly distant, but spoke to his unwavering belief in himself. Starting at age 3, St. Louis threw himself into the game with characteristic intensity. But the setbacks came quickly and frequently. He was cut from teams at both 12U and 14U levels, with coaches fixated on his small frame rather than his obvious skill. Even after leading his league in scoring, he was passed over for a provincial team at the midget level. His breakthrough came during his single season with the Hawkesbury Hawks, where he scored 37 goals and 87 points in just 31 games. This performance caught the attention of the University of Vermont, where St. Louis would evolve from an overlooked prospect into one of college hockey's most dominant players, earning 3 All-American selections and emerging as a 3-time Hobey Baker Award finalist. The '97 NHL entry draft came and went without Martin St. Louis' name being called. For a player who had dominated college hockey with 267 points in 139 games at Vermont, the silence was deafening. NHL teams fixated on his 5'8" frame overlooked the speed, skill, and relentless drive that made him one of the NCAA's most dynamic players. Landing with the Cleveland Lumberjacks of the International Hockey League, St. Louis refused to let the setback define him. He turned the IHL into his personal proving ground, putting up numbers that demanded attention, 50 points in 56 games. This performance caught the eye of the Calgary Flames, but in Calgary, St. Louis faced the harsh reality of NHL expectations and was limited to a fourth-line role. After spending most of his time with their AHL affiliate in St. John, where he dominated with 28 goals and 62 points, the Flames remained skeptical. Despite showing flashes of his potential with 18 points in 56 NHL games, Calgary exposed him in the 2000 expansion draft and eventually bought out his contract. This series of rejections led to a pivotal moment, signing with the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Lightning offered something St. Louis hadn't found elsewhere, a real opportunity. The contract was modest, but the chance was priceless. The Lightning signed St. Louis for $250,000, a minimal investment that would yield unprecedented returns. Though he struggled initially, St. Louis made a crucial decision. He would play his game regardless of the consequences. After scoring his first goal on November 22, 2000, he tallied 34 points in his final 56 games, proving his NHL capability. The 2002 to 2003 season marked his true emergence. St. Louis posted 33 goals and 70 points, leading the Lightning with a +35 rating. His speed created constant mismatches, while his playmaking transformed Tampa's offense. He earned his first All-Star selection and established himself as a core piece of the Lightning's attack. Then came the 03 to 04 season that cemented his legacy. St. Louis led the NHL with 94 points, capturing the Art Ross Trophy as the league's top scorer. His partnership with Vincent Lecavalier and Brad Richards formed one of hockey's most effective offensive units, driving the Lightning to their first Stanley Cup. He added playoff heroics with 24 points in 23 games, including the iconic Game 6 double overtime winner against Calgary. His success redefined what was possible for undersized players in the NHL. With a Hart Trophy as league MVP and a Stanley Cup championship, St. Louis became just the 8th player in NHL history to win both awards along with the Art Ross Trophy in the same season, joining elite company like Wayne Gretzky. Martin St. Louis redefined what elite skill meant in the NHL. His game centered on explosive speed and agility, but his greatest weapon was his hockey IQ. At 5'8", he turned his low center of gravity into an advantage, maintaining perfect puck control while slipping past larger defenders. His vision on the ice let him spot passing lanes others couldn't see, making him equally dangerous as both a scorer and a playmaker. The numbers tell an undeniable story: 1,033 points in 1,134 NHL games, with 391 goals and 642 assists. Beyond raw totals, St. Louis proved his longevity by winning his second Art Ross Trophy at age 37, making him the oldest scoring champion in NHL history. He earned 8 25-goal seasons, 6 All-Star appearances, and 3 Lady Byng trophies for combining elite play with exceptional sportsmanship. St. Louis' impact reached beyond his personal achievements. Players like Johnny Gaudreau and Cam Atkinson directly credit him for showing that smaller players could excel in the NHL. His success forced scouts and general managers to reevaluate their size biases, opening doors for a new generation of skilled players regardless of their physical stature. The Tampa Bay Lightning recognized his transformative impact by retiring his number, 26, the first jersey retirement in franchise history. His 2018 Hall of Fame induction validated what his career had proven: that skill, determination, and hockey sense could overcome any physical limitations. After retiring in 2015, St. Louis stepped away from the NHL spotlight to focus on grassroots development. He dedicated himself to coaching youth hockey in Connecticut, working with his son's teams and developing his coaching philosophy away from the professional pressure. The time in youth hockey helped shape his approach to player development and game strategy. In February 2022, the Montreal Canadiens made what many considered a bold move, naming St. Louis their interim head coach despite his lack of NHL coaching experience. The Canadiens were struggling through one of their worst seasons, sitting at 8-30-7. St. Louis approached the role with the same determination that marked his playing career. His impact showed immediately in player development, particularly with young forward Cole Caulfield, who flourished under his guidance. St. Louis implemented a system emphasizing creativity and quick decision-making, drawing from his own experience as a player who had to outthink bigger opponents. His approach focused on teaching players how to read the game rather than just following set plays. The Canadiens removed his interim tag and signed him to a 3-year extension, validating his coaching potential. His style reflects the modern NHL's evolution towards speed and skill, changes he helped pioneer as a player. While still early in his coaching career, St. Louis has already shown the same ability to defy expectations that marked his playing days. His journey stands as one of hockey's most compelling stories of perseverance, going from undrafted out of the University of Vermont to battling through the minor leagues. He refused to let his 5'8" frame define his potential. His breakthrough with Tampa Bay changed not just his own trajectory, but the entire sport's perspective on player evaluation. The numbers tell part of the story: 1,033 points, 2 Art Ross trophies, a Hart Trophy, a Stanley Cup. But they don't capture the full impact of a player who forced the NHL to reconsider what makes a star. The evolution from undrafted free agent to Hall of Fame player to NHL head coach completes a circle that few could have predicted when St. Louis first stepped onto NHL ice. His current role with the Montreal Canadiens adds another chapter to a career built on defying expectations. Every young player who's been told they're too small for hockey, every scout who now looks beyond physical measurements, and every fan who's witnessed the NHL's shift towards skill over size owes something to St. Louis' persistence in proving that heart and determination can't be measured in feet and inches. And now it's time to share your thoughts in the comments down below. What's your favorite St. Louis moment? And don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring hockey stories. And check out one of these videos here on Patrick Roy or NHL jersey drama by clicking here, and I'll see you in the next one.